Welcome to Geojit Securities. We are wealth builders, guiding customers since 2001. We have serviced over thousands of them till date, and we have earned that trust by telling, not selling. We educate you on the investment opportunities that are ideal for you. We offer comprehensive insights across a wide range of products through a holistic approach. Geojit Securities. Come, let's talk.
I have the pleasure of having Mr. Krishnan Ramachandran, a CA by qualification, with almost 3 decades of varied and extensive experience in financial services, wealth management, merchant banking, private equity, corporate finance, etc. He regularly writes and contributes articles and opinions on investment at different forums. He is the CEO of Geojit Securities LLC Dubai, a leading financial intermediary offering attractive investment solutions and products to more than 40,000 NRIs based in UAE. Welcome to the show, Krishnan.
Thank you very much.
एक अंग्रेजी की कहावत है, money makes the world go around, और साथ में यह भी कहा जाता है कि money talks. So let's then talk about money today.
I think money is something like an all-prevailing thing around us all over. The one primary reason that people choose to be an expat, leaving the comforts of their home, their families and friends, is to come and improve their lifestyle.
What is the importance of spending or saving? खर्च या बचत जैसे कहते हैं.
मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि that everybody must have a savings plan, not a budget. I think we are all experts in preparing a budget. इस महीने का मैं क्या करेगा, ये करेगा, मैं हॉलिडे के लिए प्लान करता हूँ. But savings के लिए they are a little not there. The moment they come to the place like Dubai or Abu Dhabi, wherever, I think they are first enamored by the way the lifestyle is here. And then many of them get carried away in terms of living that lifestyle rather than the purpose for which they have come.
So what would you say are the various classes of investments available where these savings, once the habit is inculcated, can be plowed into?
Typically what happens is people look at banks putting money in fixed deposits, and then there are other alternative investments like mutual funds and equity markets and other things which can actually enhance your savings ability and capability.
So what, in your opinion, is the meaning of risk and reward in the world of investments?
This risk and reward is always more pronounced and spoken more in the investment side. In life, there is always a risk and reward in anything that we do, whether it is in your employment or whether it is in your lifestyle or whether it could be your health. But risk and reward in financial services is a very prominent thing that people look for. That if I'm investing some amount of money today, what is it the possibility of losing that capital or getting something less? So it's a question of how do you assess that on a regular basis. Look at investments which mitigates risk. There is nothing called a risk-free investment. That is very clear.
We all work very hard for our money. How can we make our money work hard for us?
The money that we earn, उसको किस तरीके से हम use करते हैं is very important to us. Keeping money in the bank is the easiest thing to do. It's a no-brainer. But let us see that if I am able to get a particular amount of return from doing a very passive thing like putting it in a bank, there are other alternative investments that are available. So it is very important for people to diversify their pool of investments.
So what are the different types of investments? और आपकी क्या सलाह है इन्हें कैसे चूज करना चाहिए?
Mutual funds and financial markets, which is investing in stock market. Investing in stock market, people may not be very clear to do how it works. But investing in mutual funds is probably one of the easiest things to do, where you have a set of people who are managing your money. And it has been proven in the last 20-25 years in India, for instance, that you can make considerable amount of returns is possible when you are doing something like with mutual funds in a systematic manner.
In investments के लिए capital की जरूरत है. So how does a common man begin to save so that he can create this capital to make investments?
The beauty of the market is that there is no such requirement of big capital. You can start your investment journey with say 100, 200, 300 dirhams. And it can go up to whatever amount you want. And there is no big restrictions in terms of the investment options also. You can come in anytime that you want, and you can build a corpus as per the needs and as per your requirements. So the fear that do I need money to start investments is absolutely not required. the motivation is important.
So the habit of saving is very important.
Absolutely.
According to you.
Motivation gets you started. Habit keeps you going.
Right. When you were talking about investments in mutual funds and the stock markets, you are referring to from the perspective of the NRIs in India, or are you talking about any resident who wants to do it in their country, or they want to do it here in UAE?
UAE that way is home to many nationalities. About more than 190 nationalities is what we are told. So for each of those nationalities, there are options available to invest into their own countries. And for people and for others, there are enough of investment structures that are available, offshore investment structures, where you can probably do it on a dollar denominated investment, which is more globally. And you can, whenever you go back, you can always, there is a possibility to take back the money when you go back. So the choice and the way of doing investment is all there. And in UAE, there is no dearth of opportunities for that.
Krishnan, as we know that the expats here are in transit, and obviously there is always this thought of going back home one day. How should he do his financial planning so that he's secure?
The first question that we ask people is that if you were to go back tomorrow to your home country, whether it is India or to any other your home country, will you be able to manage the same lifestyle that you are having today? When people think about it, then they realize in most cases it is not possible. You live in a world of inflation. What is costing you today is not going to be the same thing 5-10 years down the line. So It's very important that if you say that I am going to retire in the next 10, 15, 20 years, what is it the corpus that you need to accumulate? And then the major issue today is that you work only for about 30 years now maximum in your lifetime, but you tend to live more than 30 years after that. So it's very important to have those ideas and think in those lines right now. What will be my medical cost maybe 50 years from now or 30 years from now? Have I created a corpus for that? So once you plan, that's why I'm saying the stages of financial planning becomes very critical and important, and you need to invest into those buckets on a regular basis.
But देखा गया है कि जो हमारे आम listeners हैं, सब में इतनी सूझबूझ नहीं होती. So how do they go about doing this financial planning? How can they get the right information and get it from the right experts so that they are on the right path?
See, the best part of this is that information is freely available today. In the world of internet, you are getting a lot of things. But there are initial concerns of many people to say, am I doing the right thing? So there are financial advisors who are here in this region who can help people to understand that and help them to understand the risk and tell them what is good for them depending on each individual's requirement. Believe me, every person has got his own objectives in life. So it requires some sort of customization on a going basis. So it's good to talk to a financial advisor, get educated, and then be on your own also. There many people do that. But it takes time and effort, at least 2 to 3, 5 years. You should invest along with your money, your time and effort to understand what you're doing. Many a times people just invest hearing somebody say, do this, इसमें डाल दो, आपको double हो जाएगा 5 साल में.
Right.
So those sort of investments you have seen historically never work. But in a sustained manner, if you do it, it makes a big difference in life.
So अगर आपको चूज करना हो 2-3 specific investments जो कि NRIs को या expats को करनी चाहिए, which would those be?
I think it's very important for people to get into a systematic investment plan in mutual funds. There are funds which have delivered 100 times in 25 years. Second point is there is a need to have proper insurance cover also. So these are some of the basic things. These are all liquid cash. Apart from other things like property and land and other things, which is different, which is a individual based. आपका कितना income है, कितना earning है, उसके बारे में we have to plan those sort of things as well.
So it is completely need based and one size does not fit all.
Absolutely, yes.
A friend of mine, he took in an education policy for his son. And basically it was to take care of his higher education, the college education. He wanted to send him abroad. But when the time came and the policy matured, the amount he got did not actually add up for his son's education. And not only that, when he tried to retrieve that amount, he actually got less than what he had actually invested over the years. So is there any advice for parents or for people who invest in an education policy?
The first basic thing आपको जो देखना है कि what are the terms and conditions of the policy? Many of them come with exit loads. Question पूछना चाहिए कि मगर मैं इतना दे रहा हूँ आपको, इसमें से आप कितना इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं? Because उसमें क्या होता है, lot of cost structures are there. So some of them have a very inflated cost structures that get adjusted over time in a better way. When you take such policies or plans, you have to stay invested through the term of the policy. That's the reason why, at least at the initial stages, when you're doing something on a long-term basis, something you're getting commitment for a long term, it is better to have a financial advisor to help you in that respect.
Finally, Krishnan, would you like to give any message specifically to our NRI listeners who are a huge part of our audience for our station?
I think you must have this thought of doing some systematic investments. It is common in this region for many people. Here, people are more with credit cards. I would be happy if people have more investment plans.
Well, that is some wonderful advice which you have given to our listeners. Thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you. The pleasure was all mine, Anurag, to talk in Big FM.